So. Assuming my computer can handle this. And it's just about time. I sent out an email to our team in terms of who's doing what and when, and I'm going to go on mute and let you all take over until it's my turn. So if you want to wait a little bit to start, we can wait a couple minutes, but we're getting there. So. If I remember correctly, Alexandra, are you the one who's going to be doing the introductions? Is that right?
Sure. Yeah, I was just getting started. I was just looking at how many people we have. It's 2 minutes after the hour. I think we're good, right?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one more person just showed up. Okay, now I'll take that as this is a good time to start, right? So, all right. Well, thank you everyone. Welcome to the orientation, the pre-workshop orientation that we're having for the workshop that we're going to have at LPSC. And I'm realizing that the title slide here is it says Tucson, but it's supposed to say LPSC. That's okay, but the date is right. So if you're confused, don't worry. That's just a typo because we've given this workshop a few times. So that the last one that we gave was in Tucson, so it makes sense that it's still there. But it is, and it's February 10th. Yeah, February. The date is March 8th through 9th. Yeah, so we have a few. Today it's February 28th, so only February is wrong. Okay, it is Friday. We're getting back there, folks. Don't worry. Yes, it's at the workshop is at LPI, so hopefully nobody's freaked out by what they're first seeing here. And today is February 28th. The workshop will be March 8th through 9th, right before LPSC. So I think who's controlling the slides? Okay, go ahead. I think we can advance to the next slide here now that we've figured out that we were in the right place at the right time. So what we're going to do really quickly is go around and briefly introduce yourselves, your name, your institution, and this question, which are you today? And that brings us to the next slide. So just remember for sure your name and institution. And then, which are you today? We have these 4 examples of different types of exploration, planetary and solar system and space exploration that we're involved in, the different types. And so they're all a little bit different. And so let us know how you're feeling today. And I recently heard this referred to as like the popcorn method, where I will start and then I will pick someone's name to go first. So once you're done introducing yourself, go ahead and look up on your screen and pick someone to go next. And I know once we get down to the last few people, it's hard to remember who's gone next. So we will help each other out at that point. If you're not sure who's gone and who hasn't gone, and if you have to pick a name next, we will definitely help you. So I'll start with myself. My name is Alexandra Matveya-Novak. I'm a planetary volcanologist at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab in Laurel, Maryland. And which are these today? I'm going to go with Space Telescope. Feel very thoughtful right now, and I'm taking time to process and understand deeply this dynamic world we're in these days. I will hand it over to Christine next.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. I'm Christine Shupla. I am the Science Engagement Manager at the Lunar and Planetary Institute. We are so glad to be doing this workshop at LPI and so excited to be having you guys there. And today I am rovering on. I am adapting as needed. My team knows, our team knows that I had to relocate half an hour ago from my house to the college library because the power went out and I wasn't going to be able to do anything like run slides. So I am being adaptable and spontaneous. And I'm going to popcorn over to Lori.
Hi, everyone. I am Lori Rubino-Hare. I am at the Center for STEM Teaching and Learning at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona. And I'm like Christine, I'm feeling adaptable. I don't know if it's spontaneous. I guess it's just on your feet. Got to be ready for the next thing and adapt. So that's how I'm feeling. And I'm going to turn it over to Armani.
Hi, everybody. My name is Armani Morris. I'm an external evaluator with McREL International, which is an education research organization. And today, like Alex, I'm feeling like a space telescope, just kind of thoughtful and just needing some quiet time to process what all has been happening in the past few weeks. But that's where I am. And I will popcorn over to Ed.
Hello, everyone. I'm Edgar Rivera Valentin. I go by Ed, pronouns they, he. I'm a planetary radar scientist at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab, and a member of the ReaCH team. And today, I agree with Alex. Taking time to process and understand the universe is where I'm at. And I'm gonna go and popcorn this to Yolanda.
Hey everybody, my name is Yolanda. I am with LPI. I work with Christine and also support Planetary ReaCH with everybody here. Today I am a space telescope. I think as many of us have before me have said, just in deep thought, trying to understand all the things, all the changes that are taking place, and trying to process that and accept a lot of the things that I can't change. So that's kind of where I am today. I'm going to bounce it over to, oh, let me see who's here. Let me see. Let me pick. Let's see. You've gone. Adrian.
Everyone, thanks, Linda. I'm Adrian Bros. I'm a postdoctoral researcher in Brian E. Horgan's lab at Purdue University, though I work remotely from wonderful Oregon. And so, yeah, I'm grateful to be here today. I think, like others, I'm kind of in space telescope mode, taking time to process and understand all the kind of chaos and madness that's going on right now. So yeah, excited to be here though. As a nice beacon in the storm, maybe. Thanks. I think maybe I'll hand it over to Mohini. Hi, Mohini.
Hello, stranger. Hi. I'm Mohini. I'm a final year PhD student at Arizona State University, and I at the risk of switching this up a little bit, I honestly feel like a mix of the telescope and the orbiter right now. Today in particular, I had some pretty deep conversations with people that have been affected recently, and I am taking the time to think about and process that, but I also am trying to learn from them, many of whom are my mentors, and trying to find a new way forward. And I guess I'll popcorn it over to Emmy.
Thanks, Rohini. I'm going to keep my camera off because I don't have amazing bandwidth. But I'm Emmy Hughes. I'm a PhD candidate at the Georgia Institute of Technology. And I'm going to sound a little like a broken record, but I really do feel like the Space Telescope right now, and I would echo a lot of the sentiments that have been noted, where I'm really trying to sort of think through how to process everything going on, and I'm looking forward to doing that with all of you this upcoming weekend or weekend after this. And I will popcorn over to Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Valenciano. I'm a PhD candidate at University of Notre Dame. I work with Clive Neal. And today I'm feeling planetary orbiter. There's some stuff coming up, trying to, figure out the best way to go about it. And I will popcorn to Ben.
Hello, my name is Ben Douglas. I'm a PhD candidate at ASU with Jim Bell. I'm also feeling like a space telescope. I also just tend to like to kind of take time to process things before I take action, so I feel like that's kind of on theme for me all the time. There's the modern stuff going on, and then there's also just the theme of the way I think. So, let's see who has not gone yet. Let's go Sarah. Or did Sarah already go?
I don't think Sarah's gone yet.
Sorry, it took me a second to get my camera on. But hi everyone, I'm Sarah. I am a PhD candidate at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville with Dr. Anya Shinkovich. I'm a geologist slash geochemist. And today, I would say I'm also feeling pretty space telescopy. Just trying to comprehend everything that's going on and just talk with folks and try and work through it. But I am looking forward to meeting you all in the next week, so looking forward to that. And let's see, I will popcorn over to Lily.
Okay, I was trying to find my microphone. So I feel that I am both right now the telescope and the rover. I am trying to take everything in that is changing. I am a librarian, so it's a little bit different than what you guys are working on, and we're getting hit on a different level. But I'm also getting ready for an art program that we're having in a couple of weeks after this. And so I am hoping to discover new things by working with you guys so I can get some inspiration on what to actually present at the art event. So, yay! I will pass it on to Andrea.
Hey, so I'm Andrea. I'm a postdoc at Brown in Providence, Rhode Island, and I work I work in the group of Alex Evans, but I mainly, I guess I'm a little bit independent as I work on planetary seismology, and I focus mainly on Titan. And also I apologize if there's any background music. I'm in a cafe and music's a little, and I guess like today I'm feeling, it's more like a planetary flyby. Um, I'm in Chicago currently. A lot of family here in Chicago. So I'm here for a bit, and the weather is quite warm. It's about 60 degrees today, so um, that's been nice to get some sunshine here. But yeah, I guess I can popcorn to. I guess who hasn't? I'm not sure who's gone or who hasn't gone.
Well,
Okay,
let's
let's
see.
see. Eli
Go ahead.
Shiva.
I'm Ellie Sheva. I'm a more terrestrial volcanologist, though I'm starting to explore more planetary volcanology at ASU under Dr. Amanda Clark. And today I am very much space telescope of, I think I was more planetary orbiter maybe a couple weeks ago of like, all right, we got lots to do, let's go. And now I'm like, maybe that was too much too fast. And now it's going to be a marathon and space telescoping right now. And I'm going to popcorn it to Jonathan.
Jonathan, are you out there?
Yeah, sorry. I just had to unmute it for a second. Yeah, so I'm also here at Arizona State University. I am currently working with the Interplanetary Lab and doing the Lunar Minimum Viable Infrastructure project with Professor Oswald Chong. So, and right now I'm in the library basement. I just finished up an Arduino workshop, so I'm feeling kind of a bit like a rover, trying to learn new things, no matter what. So, I guess we'll popcorn over to Lori. Is Lori gone already? Oh,
Yeah, let's see. We've got still Io, is that?
all right. Let's popcorn over to Io. It sounds good.
Hey everybody, my name is IODs. I'm a recent PhD graduate from the City University of New York, despite what my background looks like. I am in New York. I study trees and climate. And today I'm a planetary orbiter. I feel like I'm pretty insightful and just look at challenges from several different angles to make them solutions. So yeah, I'll popcorn it over to I think we've got no. Is that Noshin?
Hello everyone, I'm Narshin. I'm a PhD candidate at Penn State, and my research focuses fluvial technology. So I look at both rivers on Earth and Mars. And today I'm feeling like a combination of rover and space telescope because I have lots of deadline today, so trying to process, but also I'm really looking forward to do my modeling stuff and get results and see what it says. So I'll popcorn over to um, Amanda. Oh, sorry, Amy. Are you here?
Hi, I think I already went, but I think
Oh, okay.
was it Thuya maybe hasn't gone?
Yes,
Yes,
Thuya.
Hi everyone, this is Suya. I'm a postdoc at Northern Arizona University. I'm working on the NASA-sponsored EcoStress project, specifically Panrosa pine forest evapotranspiration, and that is what I'm working on as a postdoc. Today I feel a mix of planetary orbiter and rover. I'm writing manuscripts. Basically, I'm revising manuscripts about evapotranspiration. So I'm looking at so many different angles and find the way that I can present in a very interesting way. In the meantime, I have a mix of things to discover new areas because I have upcoming on-campus interviews for the tenure track positions. So I'm ready to learn and new things as a new environment, as a professor, hopefully if successful. Not quite sure who is left.
I
I
think
haven't gone
Lorraine.
yet.
Oh, Andrea, you haven't gone? Okay.
So
Go ahead.
I'm another Andrea. I'm Andrea Distal. I'm from ASU, Arizona State University, and I work with Richard Hervig and Minnie Wadwa. I measure hydrogen in non-anhydrous minerals like olivine and pyroxene in lunar basalts. And today I'm feeling thoughtful. I'm in my 4th year of my PhD here, so I've had some data that I've collected and I'm trying to process and understand it. So, yes. I can
I
popcorn
think,
for Lorraine. I don't.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Hi, my name is Lorraine. I'm at the University of Central Florida, and I work with Dr. Carrie Donaldson Hanna. And is that everybody?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, sorry. My name is Lorraine. I'm at the University of Central Florida, and I work with Dr. Carrie Donaldson Hanna. And today I am feeling more like the planetary orbiter because I was working on some code earlier trying to figure out a bug, and so that's why. And I think I don't know who else hasn't gone just quite yet, or if that's everybody.
If you haven't gone, I think that's everybody, but please, if you haven't gone, go ahead and pipe up. I think that's everybody. Okay. Does anybody think we're missing anybody? Or are we good? Okay. All right. Yeah, if I'm missing you, because the way the screen is right now, I can't see anybody, or I can't see everybody. Please raise your hand and we'll make sure to include you. Okay, Christine, I think we can go to the next slide. So these next few slides, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce ourselves, the facilitators of this workshop, a little bit more thoroughly. And, hopefully that gives you an idea of who we are, where we come from, and really what motivates us to be a part of this Planetary ReaCH project. So again, I'm Alexandra. I'm a planetary geologist / volcanologist. I do a lot of different work on Mars and Venus. And I also am able to do some field work, some analog field work for planetary volcanism. So that's a couple of the pictures that you see down there. I also am into science operations. So I work science operations for a few missions. And one of the ones that keeps me the most busy right now is the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover. So I love doing science operations on that. And I'm super excited that I see some people on the team are going to be at this workshop. So I'm excited to work with you all in a different way, especially for this type of work. And then that picture at the top is my family, my son, my husband, my mom, and my dad. That is a recent trip we took to Puerto Rico over Christmas break. We had a lot of fun. So that's El Morro right there in the background. So I will go ahead. Let's see who goes next. I think Christine, you're up next.
Part of the workshop is important because of identity. So we want you to feel comfortable sharing your whole selves during the workshop, and we want to share a little bit about ourselves. You can see I'm an educator. I'm an astronomy educator. We've done workshops on things like seasons, so you can see the funny looking picture of a group of us holding moon phases and a big orange ball for the sun, and talking about positions and having us kinesthetically arrange who stands where if you are the quarter moon or something. Me and my husband and my kids, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I have several years, many years experience actually running planetariums as well, full size as well as little guys. I enjoy cooking. You can see a picture there of me and my kids when they were little making gnocchi a long time ago from scratch. I live at Santa Clara Pueblo. This is a reservation in northern New Mexico. So I'm living and working from here. And my background is Italian and Finnish. So anyway, that's me. Yolanda, you're next. And it looks like I've got 2 slides for you, Yolanda. You want me to? No.
I think if you
just
click on it, the third picture shows.
There we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Yolanda. I'm the program coordinator for the LPI. I've been there for 14 plus years, going on 15 this year, 2025. I started out as an education assistant, and I have navigated throughout the entire LPI and USRA, helped with the internship programs for NASA and the AFRL programs there. Moved to accounting, and now I am back 100% with Planetary ReaCH and supporting that. I handle all the stipends, anything money related, payment related, that's me. So if you have any questions, make sure you ping me later in reference to that. So I'll be double checking to make sure you filled out all the forms you need for that. I'm not going to harass you, but if you didn't do it, okay. I am a mother of 2 and a grandmother of 1. There was the daughter, the picture in the middle there is my grandson. He is 7, and that is my son, 24, and my daughter, believe it or not, 32. She does not look that old. I also am in the entertainment industry. I do and host a lot of competitions throughout the city of Houston, karaoke competitions, singing contests, and some of the political events that take place in the area. That's what I do. That's who I am. I love the support work that I do for the LPI. I have learned a great deal in my 14 plus years, and I look forward to meeting you guys this coming week for the LPSC workshop. I'm going back on mute.
Oh, sorry, Lori.
It's fine with Armani going first, but hey, everybody. I already said I'm at NAU at the Center for STEM Teaching and Learning too. Yeah, excited to see another lumberjack here. Looking forward to talking to you, all of you. I am a co-I and a facilitator, and I put a picture of me in that picture of all the purple t-shirts because I was at a conference, and it's the t-shirts, you can't really read them, but they say, I love professional learning. I love to facilitate groups and get you thinking about things and talking. I'm an extrovert, that's on there. And it's just really my passion. I used to teach middle school social studies and math. I did not teach science, but I'm at the Center for STEM Teaching and Learning and have learned a ton through the work through a lot of programs. I actually specialize in GIS education. So there's a picture of me facilitating something with my colleague, Mark Manoni. I like to ski and scuba dive and backpack and do Pilates, which is good because I also really love food and travel. And I've been married for 25 years plus to my husband, Trent.
Okay, now it's my turn. Hi, everyone. My name is Armani Morris again. I'm an external evaluator with McCrell International, which again is an education organization. And I'm also a research associate there. So that is my primary role at McCrell. I was born and raised in Charlotte, but I went to college and graduate school in Georgia. I went to Spelman in the University of Georgia. And I've been dedicated to educational research all my life, honestly, since I was in college. And that's where I hope to continue to be. That's my passion. Also, I've gotten engaged recently in December, so I will be getting married soon. And I'm also a first-time godmom. So my best friend had her baby a few months ago, and that's him in the corner. a couple months when he was just a newborn, and I'm super excited to have him in my life. I say he's my child, and my best friend just had him. I'm big on family, so as you can see, I just have pictures of a bunch of my family and friends who I consider family, as well as my fiance. And I love to dance. I love traveling and trying new things, whether it's food, experiences. I'm up for just about anything. So, yeah, that's a little about me.
And I have misplaced a slide. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Let me bring up something different, and I don't know why it is doing this to me. Hold on. I'm working from an area that doesn't have the same bandwidth. I'm about
Christine, would you like me to share Ed's slide? Oh, I can share Ed's slide.
If you could do that, that would be awesome.
Okay, let's see if it allows me. Yes, it does. All right. How that?
Yay, it works.
Bad. Thank you.
Well, saludos everyone. Again, I'm Edgar Rivera Valentin. I go by Ed, pronounced they, he. I'm a planetary radar scientist at Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab. A little about me. I like to do and help to facilitate community engagement and work in community groups. So I am one of the co-organizers for the Planetary Sciences of Color meetups at the LPSC. So if you're going to be at the Lunar Planetary Science Conference, we're having our meetup right after NASA night on Monday in the evening. So I think NASA night ends at like 7. I'm trying to get us reservations for a nearby restaurant so we could all meet up and have fun. I'm also one of the co-founders for the Boricua Planeteers, which is a networking and engagement group for folks from Puerto Rico, which is where I am from, who to help promote space and planetary science on the island and off the island. So yeah, I am originally from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Some of you might know Arecibo because it used to have the largest single-dish radio telescope in the world and the best one still. So Arecibo Observatory right behind me. Then I was partially raised in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and I've moved around. So like, as with many of us here, when you start doing education in planetary science, you're hopping all over the place. So I did my bachelor's degree in upstate New York, doctorate over in University of Arkansas, postdoc then at Rhode Island. I really liked Rhode Island. Then I got the chance to go back home and work at the Arecibo Observatory for several years. Came over to the LPI where I got to meet Christine and we got to chatting. It was really cool. And then after LPI, now I'm over here at EPL. Facts about me: I love musicals. I have been, no joke, the soundtrack for Wicked, the movie one. Like, first of all, Wicked is like my favorite musical ever, but the soundtrack is precisely the amount of time I spend at the gym. So every day since the movie has been out, I play that, and that's how I get motivated to actually go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning. So love me some musicals. And on the slide, that is Bear. He's an adorable lab. He's called Bear because his paws, when he was a little baby, looked like bear paws. They kind of still look like bear paws. So he's adorbs. And that's me.
Thanks. The version that I downloaded didn't have that slide, but I'm now just showing the live slides instead. So I can start sharing again. Sorry about that.
No worries. It's Friday afternoon.
With the download, you can see things like preview. So, but here we go.
All right. Thanks. So thanks to everyone for going a little deeper and introducing themselves, and hopefully it gives you a little bit idea of where we come from and our experiences that we're bringing with us for this workshop. And we're excited to get to know you even more. And we'll definitely have an opportunity to do that at the workshop to dig a little bit deeper into, as Christine said, all of our individual identities and how we can use those identities to create relationships and connect with communities that we want to work with. So the presentation today that we're gonna give you, the orientation, is gonna focus on the model and sort of the logistics of the workshops. So next slide. Okay, so Ed, yes, Ed, go ahead if you are going to explain the slide.
Okay, so we are here quoting specifically the recent Planetary Science and Astrobiology Decadal Survey, the OWL. This is a figure from the published document, and it's showing the representation by different demographic groups, including race and gender, within all jobs in the United States, all STEM jobs, physical science jobs, and planetary science, from 2 surveys that we've done for the field, which is one in 2011 and 2020. The reason we show this is because when we're working to engage folks, it's always good to keep in mind potential opportunity gaps that are being faced by folks who don't have, may not have equitable access to our field. And I'll still say equitable because that's a good word. And so one of the focus of ReaCH is to keep in mind this distribution in order to improve equitable access to our field through what and how we're doing it. Next slide.
And now it's back to Alexandra.
Yes, thanks, Ed. That is the slide that Ed put together, and they are the best at explaining why it's important. So thank you. So so again, following on what Ed was just saying, we started to do this workshop, the model for this workshop, because we saw that it was really a need for subject matter experts in public engagement and outreach. So that's basically, kind of what really motivated us to start doing these workshops. And so at the end, what we're really focusing on is learning about ways to effectively engage with a variety of audiences, urban, rural, cultures, ethnicities, and kind of explain, where some more engagement with specific communities is really needed, definitely. So, that is something that we're very much focused on. These techniques and strategies we're going to share with you all. You could use them with a lot of different communities. Next slide. So this is just a real basic model overview, very easy to kind of follow along about, first we want to create a workshop space, then we're creating the content for the workshop, then how to deliver that content, because delivery is really, really important, just as important as the content really. And then the workshop content application. And so that is an event that we're going to do. I don't think we're doing an event for this workshop, but ideally the things that you're going to be learning in this workshop, you can use towards an outreach event that you will be doing in the future. For these workshops, when we usually do them historically, we've had an event during the workshop, which is a lot of fun because we all can learn real time, apply our techniques real time, and figure out what we can do better. In this particular situation, we're hoping that you will go away with some techniques and use them at an event in the future. Next one, next slide, please. So it took us a while to figure out how best to explain to people where exactly Planetary ReaCH falls, because we early on when we were doing these workshops, a lot of people were saying we want more about the community, we want more about science, we want more about outreach, and we're really trying to be right in the middle. We're really trying to encompass all of those things and using the strategies that is right there in the middle to interact with our audiences and do really meaningful education and outreach with them. So that just kind of gives you an idea. We're going to give you a little bit of everything. So hopefully that will be satisfactory to all of you. Next slide. All right, so this is going to be the structure of our workshop for the 2 days that we're going to be doing it right before LPSC. So the first day, we're going to be going through 2 sessions. The first one will be valuing identities and exploring bias. And as you guessed, the valuing identities part, that's where we're all going to get to know you better, and you're going to all get to know each other better. So that's right up front. And then from there, we're going to go into nurturing authentic approaches to working with communities that we want to work with. And then we will have an optional evening networking event, totally optional, because we realize some people are a little bit more social butterflies and like to get out and hang with people. And then some of us, like me, sometimes I just need my downtime. I need to relax. So we do have it available, but please no pressure. If you're feeling like you need to relax for the evening, that's fine. Because that day one, it is going to be pretty intense with a lot of conversation and talking, but it'll all be really good. And then on day two, we'll work a little bit more on building relationships and authentic partnerships. And when we talk about that, we mean that specifically with some of the community groups that we would like you to reach out to do these outreach events. So in order for the outreach events to be really effective, they need to be based on authentic partnerships that you have with your community partners. So that's really the topics that we're going to dive very deeply into over the 2 days that we're doing this workshop. And I think that was my last slide, so I can take a speaking break now. Okay, great. Thank you.
I'll take it from here. So again, I'm an external evaluator on the project. So what I do is send out surveys to you all as participants, just because I assist with some continuous development support. So I just give the team feedback on essentially what's working, what are some areas of growth, and how can we make the workshop just a better experience for you all. And none of that feedback is identifiable to any of you. It is confidential, and it only goes to the team. So once again, I'm not evaluating any of you as participants, and any feedback that we collect is confidential. So one of the first things that you'll get from me is a consent form so that I can send you out surveys and things like that to get the data. And that consent form will actually be sent out right at the end of this orientation. So please look out for an email from me at amars@mcgraw.org. It will be a Qualtrics link, and that will be the consent form. And the surveys that I will be sending off to you all during the workshop includes the post-workshop survey that I will send to you on Sunday. It will go out right at the end of the workshop. And then in about 4 to 6 months, we'll send a follow-up survey just to learn a little more about the outreach you all have done since the workshop. And also, we would like to have a focus group with you all during LPSC during that week. We're thinking of Tuesday, March 11th at 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. Central Time. We're still figuring out the details for that, but all who would love to come, we would love to get just a little bit more of your feedback and have you expand on some of your experiences at the workshop. So once again, please keep a lookout for not an interview, I apologize. Please keep a lookout for an email from me today with the consent form.
And that brings up an important question. Are any of you presenting posters at the conference? And if so, are any of you presenting posters on Tuesday? Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
I am.
You are. And Ben raised his hand too. And it's Elisheva? Elisheva. So we'll try to work with you all and with Armani and make this work. It might be better that the 3 p.m. time might work better, I guess, than later for that reason. Okay. All right. And I think, Lori, you are next.
So one of the things that Armani is going to be asking you about are whether we met our objectives through these outcomes. So I'm going to go over this a little bit with you. I expect you all to memorize it so that you can say, yes, we did. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But I hope that you actually achieve these outcomes. So first of all, we've asked you multiple times, and I hope it comes across that we're here to support you, and we would like you to come prepared to share your expertise, to self-reflect, to learn, and to grow together. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's like, please, we want you to share. We have 2 objectives. The first one is to learn evidence-based strategies for engaging audiences. And under that objective, we have our 3 outcomes. We're going to achieve these through some things that we're going to be doing that Alex already told you about in the agenda, right? So we hope that you'll get a deepened understanding of the effect of an individual's identity and bias on engagement practices. We're going to do that through how we're going to think about our identities, right? We're hoping that you'll come away with deepened understanding of the features of authentic partnerships. We're really going to dig into that on day 2, as Alex talked about on the agenda. And we're really going to spend a lot of time practicing understanding how to recognize and elevate audience assets. So we're going to do that a lot through some activities that you're going to get an opportunity to do some modeling. We'll do some modeling and some hands-on activities and think about who might be coming and how we might dig in and support their understanding of the science that we're sharing through their assets. And that's leans into objective 2, which is we're going to practice planetary science engagement through an empathetic lens. And what we mean by empathetic is we need to get to know one another and we need to know our communities so that we can connect, right? It's not about I'm going to stand up here and just talk at you. I want to be able to connect with you at your level and build from your assets. We hope that you'll get an expanded network of planetary science and informal educators from this, that you'll all walk away with new friends or deepened relationships a little bit through your networking. Increased confidence in co-designing planetary science engagement activities. Like I said, we're going to be doing some activities, so you'll get an opportunity to practice and mess with some stuff that you might actually want to then use when you get back to your communities and do engagement activities. And we're not probably going to get to 2C. That's the increased confidence in implementing engagement activities. I mean, maybe you'll get a little more confident with the practice session, but we don't actually get to do the event that we talked about that we usually do in a workshop. Next slide, please. Okay, I alluded to this on the last slide. We're asking, we're here as facilitators. We are hoping to seed conversation with questions. We're not the be all end all. We don't have all the answers. We're so much more than that, right? We're building and generating our knowledge together. So we're hoping that you're ready to really have those conversations. And we're going to follow your lead, and sometimes we're going to take a right turn if we need to. That was a left turn for me, but it's a right. I don't know. We might need to take a turn based on what you all need and want. So we don't have a checklist. We have a plan. And we have, if you go to the next slide, we have based this workshop on a lot of research, and we've been doing this this is our 4th year. So we've learned a lot of things through the work together, through our experiences with individuals and sharing. So that there are some recommended strategies that's out there in the literature. But we also have added things based on our understanding and conversations with participants just like yourselves that have lived experiences that will help with ideas for engaging audiences. And we have developed it in sections, and we're going to be referencing this document quite a bit. The 3 sections are on the slide. I don't need to read those to you. There will be some suggestions from the literature. There will be actions that you can take as examples. And then there's going to be space because, again, you're going to be generating ideas and we want to give you that time. And I think the next slide. Oh, yes, the next slide, please. We have shared these electronic resources. There is no expectation that you're going to dig into them ahead of time. However, Christine did put the participant landing page and starting document in the email that she sent out. I'm going to pop it in the chat. So if you would like to dig in a little bit ahead of time, you're welcome to do that. So there's the agenda, the objectives, the strategies that I just referenced. It's all available online. And I think that's all I have to say about that. Christine?
And this is Ed Slide.
Yeah. So as you just learned from Lori, we're hoping to talk through strategies and ways to engage communities that are centered around communities and seeing things through an empathic lens and leaning into our empathies. There's going to be a lot of information that we're going to work through, we're going to discuss through. And so one way to memorize some of these different aspects of the strategies that we're centering in Planetary ReaCH is this acronym we've put together here, Ceres, because Ceres brines on an asteroid, obviously, like it's the best body ever. So Ceres is a cool way of thinking about how one can approach an effective engagement that is centered on community. So obviously the first word is community. We're going to say this a lot because we're centering and working from the perspective of people first. We're going to lean into our empathy, just as Lori says. We're coming at this from the perspective of you as an individual getting to be able to better understand and relate with other people from their perspective. So it's not an I-centered approach, it's a we-centered approach. We're going to learn this phrase called, or this word called relensify. That is trademark pending. Totally put that up for trademarking. That's my word. But relensify is this idea of being able to see a common thing like an engagement activity and flip it through this new lens of empathy to make it more engaging to the specific community you are working with. And I already used the word engagement. And at the end of all of this, there's always room to grow. Never, we've learned that we don't go into things expecting to be 100% perfect. You saw that the slide here had the wrong date and this location. It's okay. You don't go into things doing things 100% perfect. You go into things understanding that we are humans and we have so much room to grow. So that's part of the self-reflection. So that was a very quick tour of what this acronym means. But at the workshop, you will get to learn a lot more about how everything comes together, flows together to really center what we in Planetary ReaCH are working on. Now to workshop logistics with Christine.
Yep. Okay. And to this end, for this slide, community, one of the roles we've brought, we're going to have a couple of people. Lily is going to be there with us and has volunteered to be with us. Lily works at a library in Pasadena, Texas, which is just north of LPI, just north of Clear Lake, and is going to share a little bit about herself and her community. Also, we've invited another education specialist from JSC, Rosina, who works with Aries, is going to be there, and we'll be talking about the different communities that she has served in terms of what engagement she does. So community will be thinking about all of those, as well as any other communities that are near you that you are interested in doing outreach with or that you have experience doing outreach with. So where are we? The workshop will be at LPI. The entrance is on a street called Middlebrook rather than on Bay Area Boulevard. So you'll have to turn from Bay Area Boulevard to Middlebrook to get there. Here you can see sort of a map of the Clear Lake area down here, and then I-45. So yeah, you can follow Google Drive, but if it tries to go back and forth on Bay Area Boulevard because it's lost, it's because the entrance is on Middlebrook. The workshop, the closest airport, so here's a map of Houston. And you've probably already all made your travel arrangements, but people sometimes, even after they get there, are still a little confused. LPI is down here, north of League City, near NASA. The conference, LPSC, is in the Woodlands, which is right up here, near the top. So there, at the end of the workshop, we will have a van or vans. I'll find out more from Anna and Jessica what they've arranged and how they're doing it to take you from LPI up to the Woodlands for the conference. So if you've made hotel reservations in the Woodlands, but you have not made hotel reservations down in Clear Lake for the workshop, you will want to spend Friday night and Saturday night in Clear Lake, so you do not have an hour and a half drive to get to the workshop each morning. So I recommend for Friday night and Saturday night, stay down in Clear Lake. There's a ton of hotels in the area down there. And then be prepared starting on Sunday to be up in the woodlands. LPI will be there. Try to get there between 8:30 and 8:50 each morning to kind of get settled in, and so that we can start before or by 9 o'clock at the latest. And we're running this workshop on a tight schedule. It's usually about a 3-day workshop, and we're doing a day and a few hours. So we're going to do things as reasonably as we can and cover as much discussion and allow as much of the content as we can. So it's especially important to try to get there earlier on time. You can see the entrance here, and it might not be unlocked, but Yolanda or I will be near the door to let you in. We'll figure all that out. Oh, that reminds me, Yolanda, we need to make sure that Gabe knows about the workshop. I haven't sent him an email. If you could send him an email, that would be awesome, or tell him in person. There's lots of parking, no problem with parking if you're driving a car. But for those of you who have filled out the survey, on the survey, we're putting your name. There's a place where there's a document with participants' names and email addresses. If you fill out the survey and if you give us permission to share your email with the others, we'll put that on that form and make sure you can contact each other. So that way, if you want to carpool or something like that, you can do that too. Lots of hotels, like I said, a variety of hotels, and there's actually a hot link here that'll take you to some of them. Several of us are staying at the Marriott Courtyard on Saturn Road, but lots of hotels in the area. Lunches. We're thinking about ordering a group lunch from a place called Habaneros over in Seabrook, bringing in tacos and things like that. We will look at what everybody's dietary restrictions are and make a group order. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably just pay for it myself and let everybody know how much the whole total was. And if you wouldn't mind paying me back a little bit, that would be great. But you are also welcome to bring your own lunch if you'd prefer, or you're also welcome to leave and return, but we're trying to keep the Saturday lunch break to about an hour. And on Sunday, we're gonna do a group order of like sack lunches because you're gonna be eating on your way up to the woodlands in order to get there on time. The goal is to get you up to the woodlands. For those of you who are attending the 1 o'clock workshop for early career, the goal is to get you there on time or shortly thereafter, so that way you don't miss too much of it. So question here, I know we're just about out of time. Do you all want to meet for dinner or drinks or something else on either Friday or Saturday evening? We also have a portable planetarium at LPI that I could set up if you wanted to hang out in there for a little bit. And Lily votes for that. So, okay. So we could potentially do planetarium Saturday evening if you want in the at LPI as an option. If you wanted to arrange for all of you to meet at a restaurant someplace on Friday night, or any other thoughts? Anybody want to enter things in the chat? Or preferences? So I hear yes to the planetarium, and that would be Saturday evening. And these things would be purely optional, just a chance for you to do something together, and dinner maybe. Get in a little bit late on Friday. So maybe not Friday night. Friday night on your own. Saturday morning, we'll meet you at LPI. Saturday evening, go out to dinner and come back and do the planetarium for about an hour or so. Okay? Hang out. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Health and safety. Masking is optional. No one will, you are welcome to wear a mask, and we will in fact have some on hand throughout the workshop. If you have any concerns, feel free to email us. We do recommend that if you're traveling, and I think all of us are traveling with the exception of Lily and Yolanda, that if you're not feeling well, right beforehand, take a COVID test just to be sure, because the last thing you want to do is arrive in Houston and then have to quarantine. And we will have some tests and hand sanitizer there as well. And Yolanda is our accessibility contact. If you need anything, you need any accommodation, you're not feeling well, you need a quiet space, you need a dark room because you're getting a headache, you're having trouble hearing, whatever it is, please feel free to let Yolanda know, and she will share with the rest of us what how we can help and improve things so that you're able to participate to the fullest extent. Any questions about anything? We're at the top of the hour. I know, I'm sorry we went over a little bit, but I will be sharing the slides. Any questions?
Yeah, I have
Uber.
Yeah, I have a question. Will we be able to leave stuff at the LPI building?
Overnight on Saturday, absolutely. When it's time to go up to the Woodlands on Sunday, it would be best to take everything with you. However, several of us will have cars and will be driving from LPI, not necessarily on the same bus with you, driving up there. So if there's things that you want us to take, like suitcases, I recommend on Sunday morning taking your suitcases to LPI with you, and then if we're in too much of a rush to get on the bus, we can follow with suitcases later. So don't worry about that. And then Uber is absolutely a great option, Andrea. And I do recommend, sharing rides with each other too, so that you're not all Ubering separately. If several of you are staying at the same hotel, that might make it easier. If somebody desperately needs a ride, we can see if one of us can give you a ride to LPI as well. Several of us will have cars, but not all of us will. And some of us will have to get there extra early. So if we're giving you a ride, you'd have to get there early. Okay, Andrea Bryant has a car as well, and so can carry suitcases and drive. Any other questions?
Any suggested materials you suggest for us to take? Is it just like notebooks? You should take a laptop or tablet or something like that?
I recommend that you just bring yourself, maybe a pen. We'll have paper and things for taking notes. No electronics are necessary, but if you want to take photos while you're there, your camera is good. There is no expectation that you will have a laptop, and in fact, we kind of discourage that you have it open during the workshop, because we want you to be able to talk to each other. Water bottles, yes, if you want to bring that's a great idea. If you happen to have a water bottle, bring a water bottle, so that way you can refill it at LPI, and that you can refill it at the up at the Woodlands as well during the conference. So yes, bring your water bottles for that. We will arrange for coffee and snacks and tea during the workshop. So we will have those things. If you have a special request, like, oh my gosh, I cannot get through the day without a Coke or a Diet Coke, let us know. Let us know in advance. Oh, my light just came back on. Interesting. I wanted to double check. Everyone is getting the emails that I'm sending out, yes? I've probably spammed you with about 3 or 4 by now. Coffee, absolutely, we'll coffee. And Sarah, that's a great idea. Would you like to have like a WhatsApp or a Discord chat to connect before and during the workshop and throughout? Ben agrees with that. That's great. Does one of you want to set that up so that way you can continue conversations offline? There's a preference for Discord and there's a preference for WhatsApp. So is there a way to do both simultaneously? Do they talk to each other?
Wow.
I don't really do either of them. Any other votes? So we've got 1, 2, 3 votes, 4 votes for WhatsApp. We've got 1 vote for Discord. Any other votes? 2 votes for Discord. Anybody else want to vote? We could also do something as simple as set up a shared texting channel, but that might get really busy. I don't know if you'd want that. So, all right. I think the final choice will be up to whoever is willing to set it up. I don't do either of them. Does anybody want to set it up? And if so, you get to pick. So, and pronounce your name one more time. Is it Elisheva? Is that how you said it? Elisheva? You'll do it. Awesome.
Happy to set up the WhatsApp group.
Okay. Awesome. Great idea. Great idea.
Is there a document with everyone's phone numbers that I can start working?
Tell you what I am going to do is I will set up there's a Google folder where I put a bunch of things. I will set up an editable sheet in there where you can all add your names and what numbers, email address you want to share, telephone number you want to share, okay? And anything else. I'll put in a space for institutions as well. So you can see the document there, but we'll create another document in that folder with it. So,
thank you.
Excellent. And that way you can plan sharing rides and things too. Is there anybody here who has not received at least 1 or 2 or 3 emails from me? At least one of you had my emails going to spam, so that's why I'm bringing it up. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to stop the recording.